Hello travelers, Tara here at Hidden Lotus Tarot, and I am about to do the September 2015 reading for Gemini, the twins, the twin star. If this reading does not resonate with you as your sun sign, then check back as I upload more videos. You might want to check your moon sign and or rising sign, and also the moon and or rising sign of the people who are involved perhaps in your situation. If you don't know the moon sign and rising sign, there are plenty of free moon calculators, moon and rising sign calculators. God, it sounds like I've said that 1,000 times. And what you'll need to figure that out, you'll need to have your date of birth, the location where you were born, and your exact time of birth, and that's how you figure it out. So if you want to hop on over somewhere and find out that information, as I continue to post the videos, you might be able to come back and see if perhaps if this nothing resonates with you in this particular reading, if it will come up in your moon sign and rising sign. Now, I've already pre-shuffled the cards. As a matter of fact, this is going to be the second spread I laid out. I kind of laid the cards out, and it was actually a situation that's happening with me right now. My moon sign is actually Gemini. I pulled the spread back up, and I'm just going to do another one. So we'll just see how that goes, okay? So here we go. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. Oh, darn. Cards are flying everywhere. Gemini, September 2015. Gemini, September 2015. And I don't know if you can see that card that flew out. But the first card that flew out as I was pre-shuffling, look at there, was the Hierophant card, and then we have the Justice card that just flew out. Let's cut the cards and see what else is happening here. I mean, you know, and it could have been that the spread that I had out initially was the spread. So let's see. I took the last deck the last time. I'm going to take the middle deck this time. Now, what we have is the Hierophant in the cover position where you are right now. Justice crossing, so that's going to be your challenge and your obstacle. What came out was the Knight of Pentacles underneath. In the near past, we have the Five of Wands. At the top of the reading crowning, we have the Fool. Yeah, it's odd because most of these cards are yellow. There's a lot of yellow. The near future, the Two of Wands. Again, a yellow. It's the color yellow. So it's the Ace of Cups in the Self position. The Three of Cups in the environment. The Page of Wands in the hopes and fears. Look at that. And the Eight of Wands in the outcome position. And geez, if this is relating to me, those are pretty darn good cards. I hope this works for me too. All right, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Ah, the Empress. I hate her. She's never me. I don't like the Empress very much. Although I once got a reading where the card, they said this was me. I just don't ever feel it. Okay, let's take a look. I know you guys are sick of hearing me grouse about my nemesis cards, but I have them. Okay, so what this tells me, right in the center of the spread, we have two big spiritual cards. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, if we count this. The Hierophant is all about traditions, institutions, learning, teachers, discipleship, in a sense. This person can represent a mentor or a guru in your life. You see he's sitting on the throne there, and he's got two people, like, I don't want to call them acolytes, but he's got two people down near the bottom in which they're looking up to him. Even though I didn't get the Gemini card or something to say it was a Gemini, I'm looking at those two people as representing the sign of Gemini, so that tells me that this is a reading for you. But this, the Hierophant, is also basically about doing the right thing. So obviously there is something, some kind of issue or something has happened to you in which perhaps either you felt like you wanted to do the right thing or the right thing was done for you. Um, but with the Justice card crossing you as your obstacle, what this says to me is that something happened that you don't feel was the correct thing for you or the right thing, or maybe you made a decision that perhaps now, looking back or in the future to come, you're going to look back on it and maybe realize that it was not the correct decision, or the right decision. Okay, it could still be the correct decision in a way, but the right decision. I don't know if that made any sense. Okay, so underneath is the Knight of Pentacles. And I feel that this was, it was some kind of offer or gift brought into you. I kind of don't want to say it has to do with an earth sign person, but it very well may, because this represents earth signs. This was an offer that was thought about for a long time, because this particular knight, if you look at his horse, he is very slow and very lumbering, but he was steady and true. So, yeah, some kind of gift was offered to you. Now, it could be in the romance department. I'm kind of looking like it is because I'm looking at the other cards, but it could also very well have been a situation in which it had to do with finances, because that's what the coins represent. In the near past, however, you have the Five of Wands. Now, this card, you can look at it two ways. You can look at it like, well, we know that there was a lot of competition, a lot of maybe people involved. It could have been a friendly type of competition. Typically, the way I have seen this card come out is that it's just like a competition, and it's neither good nor bad type of competition. So, but you got that one guy holding his wand up right here who's saying, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, let my voice be heard. I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to be left out of this. So I'm tempted to say that there were two people involved in this situation, but it appears that a third person has come in. I'm not exactly sure. Let's finish reading the cards. Let's just say that this is some type of conflict or power struggle or petty hassle, some type of annoyance. Something has come in the near past, okay? However, what overrides this at the crowning, and the crowning position is basically the energies that are unseen or unknown, but the potential to still come in, that can come in and change the situation, is the Fool card. And the Fool card, I'm not reading this in a negative energy like this, which is saying, you know, you need to beware and watch your step. I'm looking at it like, you know, perhaps you're going to end up taking that leap of faith, or you're already considering that if you've made this decision, whatever it is. To me, that's with the Justice cards, there's a weighing up of things to be done, and there's a decision yet to be made. I don't view this as a legal issue because judgment has not come out. So I think that has to do with either love or finances, and I'm leaning more towards the love department. In the near future, you have a new element coming in. This could be a fire sign person, very well could be, but it is going to be something new. Again, it's going to cause, you're going to have to be weighing up and making a decision and thinking about what it is you want to do. You already know that one thing is firmly established, but you're looking out over the horizon for other opportunities to come towards you or for you. But there's also something back here that you are in the back of your mind. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, but it's still there. Now, the way you are behaving right now in this particular situation, it is the Ace of Cups. Now, we all know that aces mean opportunities, okay? So maybe this opportunity that has come in with this offer that you're in the future going to be making a decision about, that you're weighing up the options right now, that you want to think about and make perhaps the correct decision, maybe for yourself and or the other person or you together as a couple, is creating some kind of conflict and power struggles with each other. Now, the way I'm reading this, the Empress has not yet presented herself, but she is an influence over it. Now, that's one way to read it. And coupled with this Three of Cups, you have 2 threes. So that is a possibility of a third person coming into the relationship. Now, keep in mind that this card also represents Venus. And right now we are going through the Venus retrograde. I think it ends September 6th. And there's always a lot of issues that come up. Venus represents beauty, love, money, comfort, luxury, all the things that make us feel good. And so this could be simply coming up because there is a retrograde. And typically with retrogrades, they come through to shine a light on some issues that you may be having with money, love, those type of things. Okay? But this Three of Cups says in your environment that the potential is there to have some type of celebration with friends, with family. Okay? Your hopes and fears. This shows me that there is an ambition and drive to do this. It is a relatively young energy. Again, you've got this Knight. You have this Page. Pages are young energies. You have this 2. And you also have, the 0 card. That's something new. So the potential is there. I think if there's been a struggle, as we are seeing here, that perhaps the opportunity is going to come along for you to review and reassess these things, to think about what is right for you and or the other person or both of you involved, to weigh it up and make the right decision. And I say that because I think the opportunity is going to come back and present itself because the Eight of Wands is here. Now, the Eight of Wands is all about rapid speed and communication. It can even indicate travel. Most times when you see this, it indicates travel over water. So maybe if this is, I'm really not seeing this as a financial reading. I can see that, but it's really got the feel of a romance reading here. So with this card, if there's something that you aren't sure about at the moment, this offer that has come in, I think that indeed you're going to consider it and you may take the leap of faith, regardless of whatever conflict or power struggle that's been going in. You're going to seriously weigh it up. The potential is there. The potential in the environment, and your hopes and fears, and something is going to, some type of news or communication is going to come in, which I think is going to give you, if you're waiting to hear from someone, if you've had a spat or falling out, then this card tells me that you're going to hear from someone. I don't like to give timing in this. If I were to look at it, it's an 8. That is this month, so we still have another week or so to go in this month. So if you're waiting to hear from someone about something, or if you yourself need to contact someone and let them know what the hell's going on, then you should do that. I would think with the Venus card, with the Empress, that perhaps you would want to wait until after the Venus retrograde, and that is September 6th, and then give it a few days as well. Maybe 2 to 3 days after the retrograde ends. Now, if I'm going to look at this from a financial standpoint, Perhaps there's something going on at your work. Maybe you work in a bank, a prison, a school, a college, anywhere there's a big institution like organization, or a business where there is a hierarchy, a huge organizational hierarchy. Okay, there's something about your job right now that you are trying to decide on, make a decision upon, weigh up all the facts, and come to some type of, really, some fair, balanced decision. That's what that means. Perhaps underneath you have been given an offer of something else. Perhaps you've been offered to come work for another company, or perhaps you've been offered a promotion, maybe not up, but laterally, because it's a lot of expanse there for me, so it may not be a promotion up, but it could be a lateral position. That there is a lot of competition involved in this. A lot of people have thrown their hat into the ring, so to speak. If you are considering this, be like this guy with the wand over here. You know, do what it takes to get yourself noticed or heard if this is something you really, really want. This card says that you really need to, if you're having any doubt about it, that you need to really just trust in the universe and take the leap of faith. Okay? That it's, you know, it is going to be something that's going to be very, very beneficial for you, because this is not always a card about romantic love. It could end up being something, a position or a change for you that you really will end up loving. There's plenty of ways to love stuff and things and people. That indeed, you know, you will be able to be like, hey, I got the raise, I got the promotion, let's go out. What? It's your birthday. Go. Okay. And that you do have the desire and the ability to do this. And this is going to be something new, so don't fret. You're going to be able to pull it off. And if you're waiting to hear some information about this, it will be coming in very, very soon. It may even require you to travel, maybe like to do an interview or something. I don't know. And in looking at the Empress card as the overall, as the message underneath from the bottom of the deck, this card is all about creativity, sensuality, birth, giving something, birth to something new, creating something new, giving it life. Again, if you haven't heard anything by the end of this month, try to maybe look out after the retrograde, okay? Now, I think that's a pretty darn good reading. Let me see what the Heart Oracle card has to say. We can get an overall energy for this reading. You know, I've only done 3 readings so far, and I really haven't seen any negative cards come up thus far for the month of September. So far, the energies look really, really good. You know, Jupiter moves into Virgo, my sign. Gosh, I hope it brings me some luck. I really need it. On the 23rd, we're going to have, I think it's Jupiter, the Sun, Mercury, and Chiron are all moving. And the Chiron people, for me, the Chiron. If you, which is a planet, by the way, spelled C-H-I-R-O-N. You can look it up if you've never heard of it. The Chiron. So Jupiter's coming into the sign of Virgo, and it's going to stay in the sign of Virgo for the entire month, and I'm looking for the entire year up to 2016, and I'm looking forward to a change in luck, abundance, and positivity. I really need it in my life. So I've been through a really hard 12 years. Well, there's one card that popped out. I'm trying to see how that's going to relate to... I'm going to pull a second card. Aha. The first card that came out was the card Listen. And it is the number 2 card. This is the High Priestess card in the Weight deck. The High Priestess card is a card of mystery, receptivity, wisdom, inner wisdom, knowing, inner resources, intuition. So whatever this decision is that has to do with either love or perhaps a work opportunity, and you're going to know, remember I said that this card, you're trying to weigh up the correct decision or the right decision. Listen to what your intuition is telling you. Don't let a lot of outside influence come in and distract you from that. If there have been harsh words, or even you yourself are kind of beating yourself up about something, don't do it. And just go with what your inner voices are telling you about the situation, be it love or work, finances. And then the Seek card. Now this is a number 9, and I should know this. These cards, the Heart Oracle, they're so beautiful that they just throw me when I look at them. I can't remember what's what. Aha. Well, now that is odd, okay? Because this, I should know that, is the Hermit card in the in the Rider deck. So what came out for both cards was the High Priestess and the Hermit. Now that is a message from the universe. Let me look at this right quick. Now, typically in a love reading, the Hermit is not something that you want to see come out in a love reading, because that just implies you're going to be alone. I've already told y'all my theory on the High Priestess. But in looking at the imagery of this card, there is a lot of green around this person. So there's a lot of abundance. There is growth with the leaves on the trees. And you even got the 2 birds flying above. And I don't know about you, but, birds they symbolize movement, flight, thought, imagination, fantasy. At least in my mind they do. I mean, I've often fantasized what it would be like to be able to just run and take off and fly someplace, to travel wherever it was that you wanted to go. So I'm not looking at this card to say that in terms of the reading in either love or finance or work that you're going to be alone. I'm looking at this as this is something that you're going to have to, oh, it's so hard for me to explain. I see the image in my head. It's going to require a communication, because these two, the Hermit is about introspection and the High Priestess is about introspection. And with this card, it's about communication. That's your outcome card. So it may be that for the moment you need to communicate with yourself, think, ponder, fantasize, whatever, but that there's going to be some type of, there needs to be some type of communication in this. Now, how that's going to play out, I can't say. I don't see it within the cards. I'm not getting anything except to take that leap of faith. When the time comes, the opportunity presents itself for that communication to do that. I would think that, and even her eyes, I don't know if you can see that on that's like all blurry, but her eyes in the cards are green. So, that matches the green over here. This would be very interesting to see what plays out. That's all I can get from that. That's kind of freaky to me in a good way. So that's so interesting. So if this resonated with you and you'd like to probably delve more into the situation, I'm very curious. You can always schedule a personal reading with me. You can reach me through HiddenLotusTarot@gmail.com for your personal reading. Wow, that was a great, exciting reading for me, and now it has me very curious. Being that this is my moon sign, it gives me a little bit of hope. I don't know, you know. So that's it. And until next time, namaste, travelers.